What's going on, guys? I'm Charles with Sembo Creek. So one of the questions I get is, can I filter crude oil through this? And the question really relates to what concentration my final product will be coming out of this machine. So typically, your feed into the machine can be coming from, like, for example, a centrifuge. You've extracted biomass with a solvent, and it could be diluted at a 38, 50, 100 parts solvent to 1 part crude. We cannot filter straight up crude. It has to be viscous enough to flow through the system. So generally, that means, depending on the profile of your crude, that what comes out of this machine is going to be 2 or 3 parts solvent to 1 part crude. And where does that come out? Through the concentrate. The permeate is going to be your clean product, but that's typically what you can do. And so one of the critiques may be, well, but it's not really getting all of the solvent. Yes, but the machine is able to remove somewhere about 89 to 90% of the solvent, just enough for it to be viscous enough to flow through the next process. And typically what happens is, what we recommend is, after this, you may want to proceed to a decarb reactor where you could decarboxylate, but first you would use that same reactor to strip that residual solvent, which, once you take into account the math behind it, the machine removes 90% of the solvent. It's most of the work. And so the volume that's left over after the machine is usually trivial. For those customers that have like an 8-inch system where removing 90% still means filtering out hundreds of gallons, then in that situation, a falling film evaporator would be appropriate, but the amount of time that you would use that falling film evaporator would be small than if you did all of the solvent recovery with a falling film evaporator instead of an NF OSN filter.